What's up, my brother? Today we are talking about 13 units that can actually give you wins in OPBR right now. Not the most hype units, not the rarest units, not the unit that I'm glazing on. I'm talking about units that consistently help you win games in the current meta. Now, before we start, this list isn't ranked from worst to best. Instead, we are separating them into attackers, defenders, and runners. And trust me, some of these units are carrying harder than people realize. So let's start with the attackers. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. Zoro and Sanji are absolutely insane right now, and honestly, I think they are slowly taking Kizaru's place in the meta. The damage output is ridiculous. A good Zoro-san player can literally erase people before they even realize what happened, and that's happening to me every single time. But the reason I like this unit isn't just because of the damage. You still need attackers that can create space. If your team already has 3 flags, somebody needs to push enemies away from the treasure area. That's where Zoro Sanji shines. They are helping defenders breathe and giving runners opportunities to capture, and on top of that, this is one of the most fun units I've played recently. Next up is Kuma and Bonney, still one of the best Bounty Fest units in the entire game, and honestly, people underestimate how scary this unit is. A good Kubo player isn't running directly at you. They are waiting, they're looking for that perfect skill 2 opportunity, and once they catch you sleeping, you are back in the respawn screen, and this unit absolutely destroys defenders and runners. The only downside is that they are not the best at clearing entire teams by themselves. But if you're looking for a unit that consistently punishes runners and also some defenders out there, Kuma and Bonney or Kubo is still one of the strongest choice in League. Now, this one is interesting because Egghead Chopper doesn't even feel like a normal attacker. Sometimes you can play him like a defender, sit on a flag, wait for runners, cook them. Simple, easy, his damage output is still crazy, his survivability is still good, and the best part, he's not difficult to use. So even if you are a new player, a beginner player, you can cook up with Egghead Chopper. If you've got Egghead Chopper collecting dust on your account, this might be designed to bring him back. If I were you, pop that raccoon, go wild out there. Well, at least level him to level 80 and give him a lot of defense, and you're good to go. And finally, for the attackers, it's Blackbeard V2. Blackbeard V2 is amazing in the current meta. Right now, he can cook up Nusjuro, he can cook up runners, and I think this unit right here is one of the best attackers to take out those runners. And also, I really thought that BBV2 is falling off, but he's back. I really think he is back in the meta, and I think it's because of his elemental advantage. Changing to light and dark element is a huge advantage for this unit, but it's not easy to change your element. You need to be on point, you need to have a very good timing when it comes to playing this Blackbeard V2, but overall, if you want to help, just take out those runners, and that is a huge help for the team. Still, one of the best pick in League right now. So, let's move on to the defenders. Nusjuro, yeah, he's still here. He is still dominating in League right now. He is back. He's 100% back in League, and a lot of people thought he'd disappear after more counters arrived, but he's still causing problems out there. Sure, Zoro and Sanji can deal with him, but Nusjuro can also fight back. That's what makes him so annoying in my opinion. Even if you bring counters, once he focuses on those runners, cook those runners up, there's nothing you can do. 1 Nusjuro is hard, but 2 Nusjuro is too much. So even if you bring the counters, the fight isn't free. He can just run away. And until OPBR releases another hard counter, I don't see Nusjuro going anywhere. So if you have Nusjuro, just practice him, run away from those Zoro and Sanji, cook up those runners, and you good to go. Now, I know some runners or runner mains are already crying because Esnek is back. Teleportation alone makes her incredibly annoying, and dealing against runners, well, she shuts down so many runners in the current meta. I think it's every runner out there. She can just stop them, cook them up, and unlike some defenders that only protects one treasure, Esnek can can influence multiple parts of the map instantly, which is nice though. As long as you have map awareness, using S-Snake is pretty easy. Also, if you know how the teleport works, you can just position yourself to teleport in what flag you want. You can just teleport in there. Well, she's not the most broken unit in OPBR right now, but she's one of the most effective defenders you can use today. Next up is Kuzan. This unit is aging like a fine wine, and seriously, every time the meta changes, Kuzan somehow survives and go back in the meta. The damage is still good in my opinion. The survivability is still good. The freeze mechanics are still annoying for some runners. And if your enemy is weak against status effect, good luck. Good luck to that unit though. Kuzan isn't flashy anymore, but he's one of those units that quietly wins games. And finally, Whitebeard. The buff saved this unit, to be honest, no question about it. You still want at least one Whitebeard on your team because his ability to stop captures is still game changing, or he can just hold those runners from capping. The amount of time he buys for his team is insane in my perspective, and the only problem, sometimes your attacker are busy chasing kills or KOs across the map and you are sitting there wondering where your backup is. But that's not Whitebeard's fault. Whitebeard is still one of the strongest defenders available right now. So as long as you have map awareness, keep on popping those skills too. Now let's talk about the role that has it the hardest right now. Of course, it's runners. Roger V2 is still a solid runner, still captures, still fights, still win games. But let's be honest, he's not as terrifying as he used to be. Most top defenders know exactly how to deal with him in League. That's why I don't think he's the best runner anymore. Still strong, yes. Still dangerous, yes. Just not unstoppable anymore. Now, this one is interesting because Gear 5 V2 isn't just a runner. Sometimes he feels like every role at once. Yes, the Gear 5 V2, not the V1, okay? The V2. He can be a runner, attacker, defender, whatever you want though, whatever the player wants to be, you can just do it with Gear 5 V2. The damage is still amazing. The capture speed still amazing. Even if you don't pop triple Sanji in this unit, you can still have a good capture speed. The capture speed, if you're gonna give him 40% capture speed, that will be nice for him. It will be perfect for him as a runner. And unlike most runners, he can actually stay alive long enough to defend a flag too, okay? Just pop that skill 1, run around in circles, and defend that flag. If it's the last 30 seconds, you don't need to push up, okay? Well, I completely understand why some players think he's the best runner in the game, but to be honest, Gear 5 V2 is easy to handle right now. There's a lot of counters out there. Now, let's talk about Sabo. This guy or this unit sometimes is scary, especially for Zoro and Sanji players. If the Sabo is built to deal a huge amount of damage, you can just one-tap Zoro and Sanji. The ability to instantly punish the top meta attacker is huge. His damage output still top tier in my perspective. The mobility still top tier as a runner. The capture ability is still top tier in the current meta, but I still don't think he's unbeatable. A strong defender can make Sabo's life miserable 100%. That's why I don't think he's one of the best, and I don't think there is a best or top 1 runner right now. But later I'm gonna share what is my thoughts about runners. So yeah, Sabo, a good pick, still a good pick in the meta, but not completely untouchable. You can still get cook up out there. All right, next is EX Law, and to be honest, I don't want to put him in this list, but okay, I'm just gonna put him in here for this reason. He can still clutch, okay? But the problem is the current meta isn't exactly friendly toward EX Law. There's too much damage output, too many AoEs, too many units waiting to delete him, and since Gear 5 V2 is back, he can just cook up EX Law. And again, not just Gear 5 V2, there's a lot of counters. But if the enemy doesn't have his counters, he can still clutch, he can still cook. I really like his trait, his kit. It's really good though for a runner, and he's actually an annoying runner, but again, there's a lot of counters. It's going to be tough for EX Law, but still, if you don't have any runner to use, EX Law is okay. He can still give you wins. And finally, runner Kaido. The king of rat is here. Yes sir, you already know what he's trying to do. Ignore everyone, teleport around, and steal flags. Don't fight, okay? Don't fight. But mostly if you're gonna fight a runner Kaido, they're just fighting you, not trying to be a rat, get those free flags out there. Well, if the runner Kaido knows that type of gameplay, then you can cook up most of the matches. It's so hard to deal with a rat runner Kaido, to be honest. Even if you have a good defender, a rat Kaido is quite annoying at some point. But yeah, it still works, but not every game, but enough games for you to get some wins. Because the current meta has plenty of counters for this unit. And again, the annoying defenders are popping off. They can just stop this runner Kaido. But I think if you are running the right support tags and constantly cycling the skill 1, Kaido can still win matches that should have been losses. So clutching is still possible for this unit. After looking at all 13 units, I think one thing is pretty clear right now. The meta is leaning heavily toward defenders and attackers, and runners can still cook, of course. They can still carry, but they have to work much harder than before. Meanwhile, defenders are controlling the entire matches. If the defenders is a sweat, it's so hard to capture that flag. Attackers are deleting runners in seconds, but at the end of the day, the best unit is still the one you understand, because a good player on a strong unit will always beat broken unit. So let me know in the comments, did I miss anybody? Is there a unit you think deserves a spot on this list? And you know what, that's it for this video. You know the drill, stay salty and stay awesome, and Salty Rock now signing off.